Rico the Opinionist. What's up to my Facebook? I'm sorry, YouTube. What's good? First of all, thank y'all so much for being a part of my YouTube channel, and those of you following me on Facebook. And we need 150 more subscribers, and I need y'all to like, share. We need 1,000 more watch hours, so we can go ahead and get to that podcast phase of this YouTube channel. And so I'm just gonna get right to it. Most recently, hold on. Being outside is something else, I'm telling you, but it's really nice out here. I think it's a beautiful night. Good night for having a conversation, or at least sharing my thoughts. Most recently, HBCUs, let's say beginning September 10th, when Charlie Kirk was unalived. Y'all keep saying assassinated. Why the fuck y'all keep saying that? He was not assassinated. He's not JFK. He was no damn Dr. King and no Malcolm X. Stop saying that. Somebody referred to it as political assassination. Stop saying that too. He was unalived. Period. So, just a regular guy. Well, to his supporters, of course, they can make him whatever they want to. So, all right. But anyway, but September 11th, September 12th, all of a sudden, it's out that a white guy who was in a relationship with a trans, with the killer, and all of a sudden HBCUs started getting threats. That's the weirdest thing. So why the hell? What do black folks have to do with this? Well, you would think that all the colleges that he visited when he was alive. Well, how did HBCUs become a part of this nonsense? I need everybody to please pay attention. To the nonsense, to the foolishness, and so they're not done yet. Now this is where we come in at as a community. Most recently, two white guys wearing "Make America Great Again" hats, mega supporters and supporters of Charlie Kirk, thought it was a good idea to just walk on the campus. They didn't knock on the door. They didn't submit a request to speak or be a part of a forum, or they brought their little raggedy table that they got out of anybody's Walmart or Home Depot and hand wrote these little dumbass poster boards talking about some DI must die and what else, deport all illegals, those stuff like that. I don't know why y'all thought that was an issue, but it came in just to aggravate it, to start some stuff. And then when they received the reaction that they were looking for, all of a sudden they're victims. And so luckily there's several videos that's circling around, and not just theirs, because in theirs they're like, see, we just came to talk and look how they're behaving. The same old scenario that they want to always try to present black folks as the aggressors. And they've always done it. It's like, I'll call them two MAGA Karens. Two MAGA Karens come on the campus in my state, my home state. Even though I went to Grambling State University, I'm still, I'm Tennessee, baby. And you went up there and bothered Tennessee State University. I've had family members to attend there. I've been on that campus over the years ago. And Fisk is right up the way. No, you went too far. You had Vanderbilt right up the street. How come you didn't take your ass to Vanderbilt? UT Knoxville right up the street, full of white folks. Vanderbilt, full of white folks. But see, the target is always black folks. Even though the raid should have been against each other, because it was a white man that killed their favorite and beloved white man. But they turn around and want to attack not just black people, but black students at a black university. I ain't like that. And so when that happened, I said, well, let me get ready to start checking out social media. Let me check out the response, and boom, like clockwork. Of course, the right-wing side, look at them, the animals, they're this, and inwards, and all of this. But see, Elijah Muhammad told us 75 years ago, the white man is the devil. And I believed him. So I've never been upset with white folks for being white in my life. I guess there's a particular knowledge and education that I have that say, hey, if you know a snake it bites and it's poisonous, why are you shocked when a snake bites you, or you jump when you see a snake? And we don't have to debate. We talking about all white folks, Rico? That ain't my debate. You heard what I just said. And so they're gonna take their ass over there. And the students, rightfully so, they came out, they didn't touch the little bitches. But they let them know, no, man, that's not cool. And other videos you can see where they're having conversations with them about like why are they there, and they're trying to strike up a conversation that really didn't make sense because they weren't there to have a conversation. They were there to strictly raise bait so they can push a particular agenda that they have. See, until we go back to being who we are, start reading what our scholars left for us, what they taught and they preached all while they were here for about 100 years, be it Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, Dr. Amos Wilson, Chairman Fred Hampton, and Dr. Ben Yakahana. Our scholars tried to teach us. See, we've allowed ourselves to become vulnerable to the point that, like Dr. Claude Anderson said in 2016, they can become even more emboldened in their behavior. And they like to play with us a lot. And I don't like that. And I'd say we take responsibility for some of that because we bought that bullshit about post-racial because they elected a biracial bootlick. And we bought into the whole post-racial nonsense. Race is about business and protection of your group. Everyone else understands it except for black folks. So these two little punks thought it was okay to walk their little bitch ass on that campus and try to provoke those students. And see, had they drugged their ass and beat them across the back with their own table and ripped that hat up, all of a sudden it became very political. Well, it's a public institution. They don't deserve any funding, even though President Trump just awarded $500 million to HBCUs, which I think that's just a drop in the bucket. When you got one white school that's got an endowment of $2 or $3 billion, he need to get up to $5 billion. Not 500 million, 5 billion. Then we can have a conversation. But that's just a little drop in the bucket, 500 million. So, having said that, I just need us to pay attention. Isn't it interesting that you have people who want to justify calling those young students, all these weird racist names? Of course, the white right. But then you got these black conservatives. You go through if y'all listen to any of these black conservatives, just kind of go through their on Facebook, YouTube. I could call their names. You know who they are. They're all saying, look at the blacks. Look how they act. They can't have a civil discussion. Well, they're being disingenuous just like those two little bitch-ass dudes were being disingenuous. They had no interest in a conversation. They're trying to get some shit started, and guess what? You can go ahead and try if you want to. You think only one side gonna be hurt, fool? I'm just saying. We don't have to lay down because y'all mad about this particular white boy. We don't have to lay down. Our children don't have to lay down. What y'all think this is? So, you got the black conservatives. They around here. See? That's what I'm talking about right there. Look at them inward. Look how wild. They're wild. They're angry and all that. But you know what? See, black and conservatives in general, but black conservatives, I used to try to give y'all grace. And some of you I do still try to give you grace. But even though I'm not a huge fan of Amanda Seals, she drug our ass to infinity during that debate. Really, really showed just how stupid and anti-black you Negroes are. It doesn't make any sense how deep your hatred goes race. I know y'all say I heard this before, but I have to look at it, I said, well, goddamn, y'all only seem powerful when y'all are talking about whatever the issues are in your own race. And then it's finally brought out that the way y'all make y'all money and the way you justify your bootlicking is to not talk about your white fan base. That's what y'all don't talk about your white fan base at all. None of all the issues, even with the mass shooting that going on, y'all don't talk about it. When the trans acting a fool, y'all don't talk about it. But everything that black folks do, y'all make sure you join mainstream media and make sure you put on YouTube channel and say the most disgusting things, as if people don't come in segments or in various groups just like every other group. But y'all know you make your money off of entertaining white people with your self-hatred of your own race. And then some of you have the nerve to say you got your country ass on your YouTube channel saying, well, I'm just saying these things because I really love my community. I really love, no you don't, no you don't. It gets likes and views and it gets you a lot of donations from some liberal as well as conservative white folks who can't stand blacks. Not just because of bad behavior, because of their race. And a lot of you little bitch ass black conservatives are married to white folks, so you got to feel your own conscience, feed your own conscience. So you just talk about what's going on with black folks. And so Amanda Seals told y'all ass a new one. And now y'all reeling, don't know what to do. Your favorite black dude, Charleston White, and turned on y'all ass. There's that same vitriol there with black folks. Y'all want to say, well, he said some things that were true, you right. But when he got on y'all ass, now y'all backpedaling, y'all know what to do. Just looking at it, I said, yeah, get him. Now he's not so funny anymore, huh? Now, Charleston White said some crazy things, but y'all wasn't saying that at first when he was denigrating, really saying some disparaging things about the black race. But now, all of a sudden, he's not so funny anymore when he's talking about y'all ass and your degeneracy talking about white folks. The white right mad at him. And you black conservatives, y'all looking stupid. Because see, now y'all don't know what to do. Y'all, yeah, we got an ally, Charleston White. Talking about these Negroes, yeah, that's what we like to do. And then when he started talking about your base, white folks, now you sound here looking stupid, can't even form your words. And that's what makes pitiful. See, if y'all really truly concerned about the conditions of African Americans or a segment of African Americans, can't get the words out, you'll be the solution. You'll be a part of the solution. You'll make yourselves a part of the solution. No, being a part of the solution doesn't make you any money with white folks. And that's how y'all make y'all money. And so I say, Charleston, keep on talking. Oh man, he went in on Charlie Kirk. He went in on white racism, the hatred for blacks, white violence, white degeneracy. He went in on all that and y'all don't know what to do about it. Because you won't say, yeah, I agree with that. Oh, he getting on white folks' ass. You're not, you dumbass conservatives. There are people trying to tell you. But all y'all see is dollar signs. And the rest of this year is not going to get any better for you because y'all really going to get y'all ass ripped apart. Pause, I guess. Because see, you can't keep saying, well, Charlie Kirk told the truth about black folks. Charlie Kirk had enough to talk about his own race. He had enough, but everybody knows. If you want to make a quick dollar, you disrespect the black community. Report on everything they do while ignoring all of the debauchery, all of the savagery, all of the mental illness, all of the infighting that goes on in white race and everybody else, because that doesn't make you Negroes any money. I'm just saying. And so, I just couldn't wait to sink your teeth in the situation that happened in Tennessee State. Yes, I have an issue with a lot of our behaviors, the behaviors in the black community. I do. But I'm still amongst the black community. I don't hate my race. I don't go to white folks' platform and disparage my race. Well, YouTube, when I talk about behaviors on there, but my YouTube channel is not white folks. I don't make sure I say the most heinous thing to try to get them to, that's right, we got to keep it real, brother. Yeah, we have to keep the logic going, brother. I have to keep telling, no, I don't do that. I talk to us about us, with each other. And that's why I hope my followers, I mean my subscribers, I hope they're African Americans. I can't tell. I know some are, but I don't know who. So if you white on here, don't think I'm not on here to entertain you about attacking my race. Go find you a self-hating black conservative page to do that shit. I don't do that. I talk to our people because their behaviors I want to be a part of helping to correct. Y'all just want to make money off of, give a damn who you are. You black conservatives, well, call yourself black conservatives, you lovers of Charlie Kirk. Bunch of bullshit. And I guarantee none of you can hardly go into black spaces and function because you're lame. If you're gonna talk about it, go ahead and be around them. See, I talk to our people about our people. I don't talk about my race with white folks like y'all do. I'm in it to make money off of our suffering, of our downfalls, our shortcomings. That's not what I do this on my YouTube channel. I talk about things so we can hopefully correct the behavior. Even though y'all think in your vitriolic delivery and the hate in your heart, you think you're doing the same thing, you're not. Because I can still go around my people, and I do. I can go around any group, but y'all little punk asses, y'all can only go around white folks. Then if y'all do go around black folks, they better not recognize your ass. You're gonna have to leave. One thing about us, we don't play with y'all. Let me get across the street real quick. Oop. And so that's the difference. That's the difference in me and y'all. Because y'all just pure sorry. Sorry is crap. And I'm not gonna call you no uncle because I know the definition of Uncle Tom. You motherfuckers just sick. You literally do it every night. All these stories that's going around. Make sure you scour the internet for anything that had to do with what you think with black dysfunction. And that's what makes you so sick. Because just as you're scrolling past looking for black dysfunction, has about 30 videos, white dysfunction, Hispanic dysfunction, gay dysfunction, has all of that to show the black dysfunction. And that's what make y'all some sick motherfuckers, and you know who you are. Y'all check out a lot of your channels. You have some stuff that makes sense, but I know how you make your money. Make sure you disparage black people. That's disgusting. It's disgusting. And Holland, then y'all want to talk about N-word behavior, but y'all yell N-word. How many white racists could get it out of his or her mouth? You black conservatives, so-called black conservatives. If y'all care so much about what goes on in the black community, y'all have y'all punk ass. Won't y'all do a black college tour and have your conversations with black folks? You won't. The one thing about it, them white boys they weren't scared to do it. How come you motherfuckers don't do it? You take y'all ass to a black college and have these same conversations, talk that wild ass disrespectful talk that you have with black kids on the black college campus. Take your ass over there. One thing about them white boys, they did do it by themselves. But you black conservative little bitches, y'all won't do it because you know how you make your money, and it has come out that you don't give a shit about black folks. You don't. And don't say only particular ones you don't care about shit, because especially if you got white, mixed kids, you already made your choice. Get the fuck on. And that's what I say. You know, don't be using black people to get your views up and all this, and then you go into these weird-ass Republican spaces and you're the only Negroes there. That shit is weird. And you know it, but you have to justify it some kind of way. Shit is spit. And you goofy asses, y'all feel uncomfortable in black spaces. That's why you keep your ass online talking about and say the most disparaging things about the black race when you are part of it, but you think you're not. Just because you got all these white folks patting you on the back like a goddamn golf caddy. Y'all, come on, man. Let it go. The motherfuckers gonna get tired of y'all ass. You know, been sick of the other ones. But I'll say to anybody, to them punk ass white boys that try to make Tennessee State University the aristocrat of bands, Grammy winning aristocrats, try to make them look bad. by purposely going on that campus to serve as antagonists, and then gonna walk off the campus playing victims. A couple of Karens, and one of the dudes wasn't even Caucasian. They'll let you know, black folks, those you fighting for these goddamn immigrants. See how he closed it up to that white boy against you? And me, I'm cool with everybody, but I don't play games when it comes to my people. Every group has a problem, but it's interesting that the Charlie Kirks and all these white boys and white women are talking about black stuff, trying to talk about slavery. They'll never talk about the folks in Appalachia. Y'all ever notice that? They'll talk about the white folks in Appalachia and the backwoods of Alabama and the backwoods of Mississippi doing all kinds of incestuous, nasty, savage shit. But they always got their mouth on black folks. That's some generational, century-old envy and hatred of a people because they know genetically we're the superior group. Yeah, I said it. It's just time out for this shit. Conservatives, y'all gonna have to get right with God. Cause when it comes to it, you ain't got nowhere to go. You don't have anywhere to go but your own group. I've never seen such a thing. It's ridiculous. And so I want to beloved Tennessee State. You know, I'm a Grambling graduate. Come on now. But I'm HBCU all the way. And any attack on any HBCU is too much. Is what is it? Any attack on any HBCU is too many. Because HBCUs don't bother nobody. They don't. We trying to go in there. We try to have our culture at our HBCUs. A lot of culture is questionable, but still, we try to have our culture. And if you know the history of HBCUs, why they were created in the first place, because they told black folks 100 years ago, you can't go here, nigga. No, we're not going to educate here. You're not going to be educated here. So, black for Booker T, with the help of Booker T. Washington and a couple others, create our own. And it's always been purposely underfunded. It lets you know how God works and who's really God's people. Off the plantation, read some of the hand-me-down book, white dominant culture, hand-me-down to the former slaves, mastered those books, and started teaching others. And we already had carpentry and all that shit already handled. Then had to create a college, one college, and then another one, because because the dominant white culture said they didn't want black, they want niggas there. And so, okay, we go away, try to get away from you. And you purposely underfunded still today. They still purposely under HBCUs and still producing some of the best and the brightest. Say what you want to say, and you do. I'm talking about anybody who hates on HBCUs. You say what you want to say, and you have, and you'll continue to do so. But I'm here to tell you, I think it's out of envy. I think it's out of amazement, especially after the white dominant culture, out of astonishment. God damn, we literally put a knee on their neck before, and they still rising up and still outperforming us, even though we have a 100-year advantage. We've done all these things to these people, and they're still outperforming us on the grand scales. We try to use the media against them. They're this way. Then we get them in the same space as us. They outperform. And you Negro, you dumbass black conservatives don't even know that. Everything y'all say is not to the benefit of moving your race forward. It's to ease the fragile egos of the dominant culture. When y'all start talking about slavery, well, you know, there was as many black slave owners that were white, and you know they no Africans. So see, all that shit is to appease the white dominant culture, where you get your butter for your bread. Just a bunch of busters. I'm telling you, this shit is sick. And so Tennessee State, y'all keep holding it down. But I want to tell y'all, quit playing with. I don't know who it is y'all letting. Y'all can let the man in the White House. You can let the vice president, whoever, send y'all ass out. Y'all gonna fuck around and I'm telling you. Said Caleb Robbie said, what dominant culture have Caleb? Let me see. Caleb, they must have stepped on some toes when I said that. He said, why would the dominant culture have fragile egos? They've always had fragile egos, genetically. That's where the fragile ego, that's where the inferiority came from. When I saw that first man that God created, the original Adam. Come on, somebody. Yeah, we were done then. So it start with and work your way up. You do everything in your power to suppress and oppress a people, politically, economic, everything, systematically, and it's still, well, it's like, goddamn, we'd have done everything. These motherfuckers still keep coming up. We gave them, their little colleges had shacks. Yeah, the HBCUs started off with shacks. But reading, writing, arithmetic, mastered it. Even in the days of Jim Crow, 100 years of Jim Crow, legalized segregation, gave black kids the third and fourth hand-me-down regular-ass books. They still outperformed, still got into their top law schools, top medical schools. Even they wouldn't let black folks get into medical school, so we created their own. And that's why I keep talking about black folks. We did the shit. What happened? Medical schools, we had all of that, hospitals, but we bought into that dumb shit. This multicultural nonsense. We the only ones came multicultural, not everybody else. Came and said, I'm genuinely curious. It's like saying Super Bowl winning team have fragile egos. Doesn't, what you talking about, man? What fucking Super Bowl? That doesn't, what you said doesn't compute. And you can't be genuinely curious. That was stupid. Yeah. You got to have a fragile ego when you create a system and motherfuckers still surviving under a system you created. You put the hurdles out there and motherfuckers still jumping over them or going around. Yeah, you little hurt feeling, weak-minded son of a bitch. Yeah, you're gonna always be mad and you're gonna keep it going. We gotta do something else to try to trip them up. We took him, we took their religion, we took their God, but what you can't take is the DNA of the African man, of the black man and the black woman. You can't do that, motherfucker. You can't take that. And so yeah, fragile ego having insecure motherfuckers. That's this anybody. They say, whoa. We done passed all these laws, we done hung him and lynched him and called them all these names. We tried to psychologically traumatize them, and they still, even in our ignorance, we're still, we've lost our minds, we're still producing. Yeah, just like every group, you got people who've fallen off. That's just every group. But for somehow, they still like to focus on black people. Now, we know the history, and I think, what's so troublesome about this generation of young people, particularly black young people, they've been talked out of learning history and understanding history. See, a lot of stuff would be going on had my generation, Gen X, had remained steadfast. Because a lot of us went to HBCUs, but somehow a lot of Gen X went to the white suburbs and put their kids in these white schools, these white neighborhoods, and just completely erased any kind of, just Oreo'd them out. And so they're around here, can't hardly half debate the issues and all of this because they're not reading the works. All black kids need to do is read what our scholars wrote, and they'll rip apart any white debater, any Jewish debater they have. Really. Because when you know about yourself, can't nobody out-debate you. Except if you're Jewish people, you try to make up shit. We had a lot of Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben Yakahana, Dr. Amos Wilson. They debated them Jews under the table. Minister Farrakhan, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. So you say my kids are biracial, and my bigger things is to teach them that they are not big. And well, instead of teaching them not victims, they are victims. Actually, they are victims of two people coming together to cause confusion in their lives. Who they are actually victims of you and whoever you had a baby with that's not your race. They're victims because they're going to grow up, don't know which side to go to. Yeah, they victims. And so if you're implying that black people teach other victimhood, you're out of line. Because you know who the biggest victims are? And they're allowed to be victims? White Jews. They've been victims for the past 60 years off of some shit that black folks had nothing to do with. America had nothing. But they get to call you anti-Semitic if you question Israel. And they're still talking about Hitler. But you tell black folks, oh, let slavery go. That was in the past. And they've been given billions of dollars in reparations for something that black people had nothing to do with. And America had nothing to do with. So I know that that's the talking point of everybody when it comes to attacking blacks. Well, you're teaching people. No, history is not victimhood, goddammit. If you don't know your past, don't know your future. If you don't know what you're doing to repeat it in the present, how come that seemed to be okay for everybody else except for black folks? And number three, if that comes out your mouth all the time, that's a debt that you hadn't paid. Yeah, that's crazy. So I don't play that kind of shit either. They don't talk to be victims. It ain't nothing but some white racist talking points that dumbass black conservatives have picked up. Like, if you're concerned about what's going on in the black community, get your ass in there and let's go educate together black people. Don't stand on white platforms and use white talking points, because let me tell you something. They ain't got nothing to lose putting out these false ass narratives and talking about black people, because when the system was created for you just because you white, what the fuck you doing failing? Unless you're retarded. But your skin is your face card, your demers under this system. And we understand that. That's why we always teach our kids. We were taught, when we were taught, we have to be 5 and 10 times better. Come out of our colleges, when we come out of your colleges, we come out 10 times better, because we always understood that every group, when immigrants come over here, they say we have to be 10 times better, but that seemed to be okay when it's them, but when it comes to foundational black America, everybody gets nervous, because you know you've done something that you have not repented on, you have not repaid a debt that you owe to a people that you know you fucked over. And he said, Sean said, why do you like, because I am a part of a race. It said, Sean said, why do you talk so much about race? Because it's about race, you stupid bastard. For white, I'm white, and there hasn't been an opportunity I've received for that a black woman or man wouldn't have received. Just shut up. You must be a lazy Caucasian. You must be lazy. Because that's why it's in anything. It's drenched in the system. And so, but it's not, and you trying to pull that liberal bullshit. Yeah, that doesn't work. I'm going to tell you something. If you're going to be this channel, that liberal shit and that conservative shit don't work with me. It don't work with me. You can throw all the talking points you got. I don't have number just tell you to shut the fuck up. Because that doesn't mean anything. If you white, you should be successful unless you're retarded or easy. Did you go and get on drugs or something? Or you must not be a skinny blonde white woman with big tits. You must be fat. Well, you must be a fat brunette. Because you're a blonde, big-titted white woman, or a blonde, brown-haired, blue-eyed white woman. You're on your way. You have to, let me tell you to listen to, what's his name? Tom Likas. He talks about that. He's down. Who's down low, Sean? So when I tell you that what you said was nonsense, now I'm come from race to now my sexuality. Who cares? Who cares? I'll tell you, it's so easy. I'm not one of those easy ones. You people are easy to knock down. Again, if you're gonna be on my page, get ready, because I don't play those kind of fucking games. That's pretty disgusting and racist of you. Who's racist? You don't know what the fuck racist is. The guy's username is down low. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Sorry, Sean. I thought you were talking about me. He's down low. Oh, my bad, Sean. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, see the words coming in so quick. I'm sorry. He's down low. I don't know. Down low? Are you down low? That's pretty. Down low? Are you down low? I made my point about Tennessee State already, so I don't mind just shooting the shit with y'all now. I don't get to talk to y'all enough, so y'all keep bringing the comments. I'll read them and respond. And by the way, y'all hit that like, please. And yeah, I'm saying please, I'm polite. Hit that like button, share. I need about 150 more subscribers, so we can turn this thing into a podcast. And also, that Cash App is there. If I get your motor running, intellectually. Hit that Cash. Yeah, I said it. So I already know what to do. So down low, are you down low? But anyway, we got to stop the bullshit. Because if we're going to live in this together, everybody has to be respected. You can't all continue to just pile up on foundational black Americans. You can't continue to do that, because we're not going to let you do that. And when we check y'all ass back and get back with you. So what is systematic racism? Racism that is perpetuated systematically against foundational black Americans. I know everybody else would like to claim racism, but ain't nobody racially discriminated against except for foundational black Americans. The original. It's so easy to see. Don't nobody mind when Hispanics or Asians or whatever coming to their black folks coming there all of a sudden. No. And then for some reason black people get grouped, but no other groups get grouped. We got a few bad apples in our community all of a sudden, hey, they're black. But see, it goes back to the original envy, the original hate. It doesn't matter if I PhD, well-mannered, well-ever black, I'm still black because it goes back to, shout out to Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. I want y'all to read that book. It's called, damn, hold on a minute. The ISIS Papers. Read the ISIS Papers. She explains it perfectly, that envy of the black male, regardless if he's a hood dude or a educated PhD, Harvard educated black man. He's a black man. And when it comes to his genetic survival, white people are always about genetic survival. That's why, look, in the beginning, they were like, we don't want race mixing. We don't race mix with the colors. Well, now they're knowing that, they let all the immigrants over, all the immigrants is crowned, so now they can't do anything about it. But they know, we say, okay, we can mix them up, but we still need them to have that white supremacist ideology. They don't mind you being biracial. They don't mind you being a Blasian or a white, making a baby with Asians, or people from India making babies with with white people, because as long as you still have that white mentality, that keeps the superiority, that keeps the system of white supremacy going. It's a mindset. At first, it's about colors. See, a lot of y'all are kind of behind on that. Go look at the films from the 1930s and 40s. We don't want the colors over here because, we don't want no race mixing. And they try to make it was like all about the KKK. It wasn't all about the KKK. America felt the same way, just like majority of America feels the same way now. But a lot of them have just become a little more sophisticated in their disdain for race. I think they call them liberal white folks. I don't understand either. As hard as I can say fuck white conservatives, I say it harder for white liberals, because they really full of shit. They pretend that, we're all together, we all human beings, they're the worst ones. At least, like Malcolm said, the fox and the wolf. See, the wolf, he comes in, showing his teeth. Yeah, I'm gonna eat you, I eat your chickens, But the fox comes in. Oh, hey, I'm vegetarian. I don't even like chickens. I said, oh, you don't? Well, come on in. Next thing you know, y'all let the fox into your hen house, your chicken coop. And then about as you start hearing, it gets silent in there. Because at first when the wolf came around, you heard, motherfuckers going crazy. They ran the wolf off. Then the fox walked up. Hey, how y'all doing? Okay, I don't even eat meat. I just want to help y'all keep that old mean wolf away. Okay. They said, come on in, Mr. Fox. It's okay. Come on in. Yeah, you good people. They said, yeah, where y'all at? Oh, they in there. I stand guard for y'all. Okay. Then the fox goes in there. Next thing you know, you stop hearing the clucking. They're not clucking. It gets quiet in there. The next thing you know, the fox out the hen house, the chicken coop, you're like, I just remember, excuse me, I just remember, I got something to do, but I can watch them again later if y'all want me to. And we said, thank you, Fox, thank you for checking it out, I appreciate you. Thank you for looking out the chicken coop, the hen house for us. And then you walk off, then like 5 minutes later, you go into the chicken coop. Feathers and beaks all over the goddamn place. That man done ate every goddamn fox and ate everything. So they're saying they're worse than a goddamn wolf. So, well, fuck liberals and conservatives. But again, if you were to meet me in person, if you Caucasian, Asian, whatever, look, we can sit down and have a beer and be chilling. But when it comes to politics, and when it comes to race, I'm very serious, because people don't like to don't play fair when it comes to real life race, politics, and economics. But me meeting people in person, I'm cool. I don't bother nobody. I invite you over. I don't act like that, because I'm not like that. But what I'm not gonna do is play about my race. I'm not. I'm just like everybody else. I won't, because race is a group effort. It is what it is, a race for resources. No, be it economics, land, what's that? Hell, food. It's a race. But unfortunately, blacks have bought into the whole multicultural. We all human beings, blah, blah, blah. You can go die, go take your ass to that utopian that you think this is out here. Yeah. So, I'm just saying, those of you coming in, thank you so much. Y'all go and hit that like and share. Yeah, and then don't walk past the Cash App either, because, when I'm sharing these thoughts, I'm doing it because I had something to say about, them little asshole Tennessee State University, one of the premier HBCUs, particularly of the South. Aristocrat of bands, Grammy-winning aristocrat of bands. Come on, somebody. Don't try to play us. What's that? Don't try to play us. Y'all keep y'all little broke ass. And then to put this lie out like, well, they want to have a debate. No, you don't crash nobody's goddamn college talking about a debate, knowing that you playing games. But what's very interesting? For those of you who want to criticize the students at Tennessee State University or the HBCU, you say, well, they didn't want to debate. How about this? How about a group of Nazi skinheads walking on the campus of Brigham Young, with some signs? They got just walk on the campus and set up a table with signs that says, "The Holocaust didn't really happen. Let's debate." How y'all think that'll fucking go? Well, y'all want to talk about how quote unquote violent and out of control the students became with those bitch ass MAGA Karens. One of them wasn't even white. He was a mixed or whatever, sitting next to him looking like a dumbass. Now, how you think they'd go over if they went to Brigham Young or what is the Jewish? What's that? Brigham Young, maybe Harvard. Two members of the Nazi skinheads, Nazi parties, and they came on the campus with a table, just walked on it with some handwritten signs and crayons, saying the Holocaust didn't really happen. Let's debate. How the fuck y'all think that'll go over? You don't think it'd be acting a fool? Who that said that would be fine? Stop lying. Stop the cap. Hey, what you say? Down low? Now with a name like Down Low, you telling me I need Jesus? Jokes write themselves. You down low. Yeah, Sean said it's good to debate. Yeah. No, and now you say you're gonna pray for me, but you are down low? Get out of here, bro. Whatever you are. Sean, no one ever said the debate wasn't good. There's a way you do everything. One thing I can say about Charlie Kirk went through the proper procedures to debate. Charlie Kirk went through the university. He got permits. They set up a forum. It was organized. You don't just walk ass on somebody's campus. How come HBCUs cannot be shown that same respect? You were supposed to have written a request or emailed a request that says, hey, we like to have a debate. And then they probably would say, hey, well, who do you want to talk to? What do you want to talk about? Fine. And they would set it up, and they could have had it in the student activity center. It could have been something. But you just don't walk your ass up there disrespecting all of that just so you can try to get them up to be attacked by today's government or the state. Say, well, they don't deserve any. Deserve anything. Look how they act. So we're not playing those games anymore. We're not letting you get away with that. We're going to get on your ass every time. Now, if you truly want to debate, them little MAGA Karen bitches would have gone through the proper channels. Nobody's afraid to debate. Debate is healthy. That's how, before social media, before the internet, back in the 40s and 50s and 60s, that's what the scholars did. They had forums all day long debating topics, local issues, world events, historical events. That's how I know. And they all wrote books. And I know my scholar, they kicked the shit out of those damn white scholars and those Jewish scholars. Nobody's afraid of a good debate. Just do it fully. Let's be civilized. Malcolm X, James Baldwin were always invited to Yale and Harvard and Cambridge over in London for debates. See, so let's not do this. There's no way to justify what those two men did. They were being assholes. They were trying to push an agenda, and the kids weren't having it. I'm not having it. Let's get it done right. If them little bitches, them two little MAGA bitches want to debate, go through the university. That's all. Y'all, and I'm saying and also to the black conservatives, you motherfuckers have so much to say about your own people with your white audience. Do what Charlie Kirk did, you tough blue, anti-black, self-hating bitches. Do what Charlie Kirk did. Y'all love it so much. Go and register to debate those black folks that you talk so much shit about on your YouTube channels. I dare you, little bitches. You're not gonna do it because you sit behind the keyboard and talk shit. Yeah, if anything, we can. Charlie Kirk, he did go to these white schools and do the proper thing and have his conversations, but he never went to a HBCU though. They're kind of cowardly of him. You talk so much about black folks, but he never brought his ass to a HBCU to have a debate with the scholars there. So that's what I'm talking about. No, y'all can have Charlie Kirk however you want to, and that's your right. But don't act like he was just this great debater, because Malcolm X, Dr. King, and our scholars, Dr. Ben, and Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, and others went everywhere. You know, so let's not act like he's just so goddamn it holistic in his approach. So, see what I'm talking about right there. Yeah, it said don't call something hate when you could you can attribute to its stupidity. No police, not systematic racism themselves. Okay, Justin Malcolm X would be ashamed what we have become. You know, who's that? Justin, what's that? Justin Time? I guess. What you mean we? You mean members of the community? Because it's not a we. We're not a collective in that regard. Because every group is not a we. The one thing about white folks, you know, they don't say we when they know they got white trash in Appalachia, Tennessee, and with white folks in Alabama and Mississippi. The middle class and upper black white folks claim they don't say we. So don't say we when it comes to those who've misbehaved. But it's still we're part of the group. And if we're interested in changing it, we have to all participate in the change. We can't sit around and bitch about them in front of white folks or with white folks about us. And when white folks got plenty of shit they can talk about. Man, he said, we are Charlie Kirk. Well, I was about to say something. Well, be careful. Well, don't talk about Israel. Don't talk about trans. You can be Charlie Kirk a little longer. Because he didn't get in trouble for talking about blacks. He got in trouble for talking about two protect groups. Trans and Israel. But I digress. John, I'm not scared of here to talk. Well, when the podcast comes up, take all comments. When you hit the Cash App, you come up and ask me questions. Or talk to me on the phone. But anyway, I wish there was a way I could bring y'all up tonight, but I don't know on this cell phone if it can be done. But anyway, I appreciate those of you who are coming in. And what time is it? Like 9:53. I know that there were some bitches. And stop trying to set black folks up. And until you black conservatives. Let me see. Down. Why do you not comment on black on black? Well, excuse me. You obviously down low. You're my subscribers. I talk to us about us all the time and things that we can improve upon. So that was a very uninformed question, brother, or brother that you are. So, but yeah, I always talk to us, and yeah, always. But still, I'm still gonna continue to say, black conservatives, you talk about what's going on in the black community when you're not a part of it, to appease the feelings and for the entertainment of white folks, and that's not cool. Y'all will forever be looked at unfavorably. And then a lot of you black conservatives, you can't come in black spaces because you feel like shit and guilty. You see all black faces, all these beautiful people. You're like, wow, I really be going in, and you don't know how to act right. You feel like the sneaky fox in a hen house. You don't feel right because you know you're wrong on your YouTube channels. Yeah, show them who we are. Well, yeah, if they want to, but they have to know that because they have to push a narrative. Just in time, they have to push a narrative. Because that pushing the narrative is like the propaganda that Hitler did to the Jews. You keep using the media, using all that false narrative and extreme propaganda against a particular people, will have everybody thinks who that group is. And that's why I'm trying to tell these black conservatives, y'all got all these white folks that listen, y'all got thousands of white folks that listen, never say nothing about any white issues. The mass shooting, the interpersonal violence, intimate violence, domestic violence. You don't talk about none of that. It's focused on black folks, on which are 95% white audience. That's what's so disappointing. But anyway, it's your man Rico. The opinionists. Keep y'all ass away from the HBCUs. Shout out to Tennessee State University, the Aristocrata bands, Grammy award-winning Aristocrata bands. And of course, always, my beloved Grambling State University. Shout out to HBCUs. I don't care what nobody say. I'll talk to y'all later. Talk to y'all later. Y'all be cool. Like, share, and subscribe. I need about 150 more subscribers. And about 1,000 more watch out. So, and hit the shop, y'all. Y'all be cool. Peace.